ಎವ್ರಿವನ್, ಎಲ್ಲರೂ ಹೇಗಿದ್ದೀರಾ? ಎಲ್ಲರೂ ತುಂಬ ಚೆನ್ನಾಗಿ ಸೇಫ್ ಆಗಿದ್ದೀರಾ ಅಂತ ಭಾವಿಸ್ತೀನಿ. ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ವೆಲ್ಕಮ್ ಬ್ಯಾಕ್ ಟು ಮೈ ಚಾನಲ್. ಸೊ ಇವತ್ತಿನ ವಿಡಿಯೋದಲ್ಲಿ ನನ್ನ ಒಂದು ಫೇವ್ರೆಟ್ ಪಾರ್ಟ್ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ಬೋದು. ಆ್ಯಕ್ಚುಲಿ ತುಂಬಾ ಲೇಟಾಗಿ ಆಗ್ತಾಯಿದ್ದೀನಿ ಈ ವಿಡಿಯೋ, ಅದಕ್ಕೊಂದು ಕ್ಷಮೆ ಇರಲಿ. ನಾನು ತುಂಬಾ ಇದು ಆಗಿದ ತಕ್ಷಣ, ಈವೆಂಟ್ ಆಗಿದ ತಕ್ಷಣ ಹಾಕಬೇಕು ಅಂತ ಅಂದ್ಕೊಂಡಿದ್ದೆ, ಬಟ್ ಆಗಲಿಲ್ಲ. ಐ ಆಮ್ ರಿಯಲಿ ವೆರಿ ಸಾರಿ. ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಇದೊಂದು ವಿಡಿಯೋ ಬಂದು ಸೋಷಿಯಲ್ ಪ್ರಾಜೆಕ್ಟ್ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ಬೋದು, ಸದ್ಗುರು ಅವ್ರದ್ದು ಸೇವ್ ಸಾಯಿಲ್ ಕ್ಯಾಂಪೈನ್. ಸೊ ಇದಕ್ಕೆ ನಾವು ಅಟೆಂಡ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ವಿ. ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಸದ್ಗುರು ಅವ್ರನ್ನ ನೋಡೋ ಒಂದು ಭಾಗ್ಯ ಸಿಕ್ಕಿತ್ತು. ಸೊ ನನಗಂತೂ ತುಂಬಾ ಖುಷಿಯಾಗಿತ್ತು. ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಇದು ಬಂದು ನಾವು ನನ್ನ ಸೀಮಂತ ಎಲ್ಲ ಮುಗಿಸ್ಕೊಂಡು ವಾಪಸ್ ಇಲ್ಲಿಗೆ ಬಂದಿದ್ವಲ್ಲ 7th ಮಂತಲ್ಲಿ, ಆವಾಗ ನಡೆದಿರೋಂಥ ಒಂದು ಕಾರ್ಯಕ್ರಮ. ಬಹ್ರೈನಲ್ಲಿ ಸದ್ಗುರು ಬಂದಿದ್ದು ನಿಮಗೆಲ್ಲ ಗೊತ್ತಾ ಇದೆಯಲ್ಲ. ಲಾಸ್ಟ್ ಇಯರು ಏಪ್ರಿಲ್ ಆರ್ ಮೇ ಐ ಆಮ್ ನಾಟ್ ಶ್ಯೂರ್, ಆ ಟೈಮಲ್ಲಿ ಬಂದಿದ್ದು. ಸೊ ಅವ್ರು ಬೈಕ್ ರೈಡ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾಯಿದ್ರಲ್ಲ. ಸೊ ಆಲ್ಮೋಸ್ಟ್ 30,000 ಕಿಲೋಮೀಟರ್ಸ್ 100 ಡೇಸ್ ರೈಡ್ ಅವ್ರದ್ದು. ಒಳ್ಳೆ ಸೋಷಿಯಲ್ ಕಾಸ್ಗೋಸ್ಕರ ಅವ್ರು ಮಾಡ್ತಿದ್ದಿತ್ತು. ನಮಗೆ ಚಾನ್ಸ್ ಸಿಕ್ಕಿತ್ತು. ಇದಕ್ಕಿಂತ ಮುಂಚೆನೇ ನಾವು ಗೂಗಲ್ ಫಾರ್ಮ್ನೆಲ್ಲ ಫಿಲ್ ಮಾಡಿ ಅವ್ರದ್ದು QR ಕೋಡ್ ಕಳಿಸ್ತಾರೆ. ಸೊ ಅದನ್ನು ತೊಗೊಂಡು ಇಟ್ಕೊಂಡಿದ್ವಿ. ಎಷ್ಟೊಂದು ಜನಕ್ಕೆ ಸೀಟ್ ಸಿಕ್ಕಿಲ್ಲ, ಎಷ್ಟೊಂದು ಜನಕ್ಕೆ ಆ ಒಂದು ಏನು ಆಪರ್ಚುನಿಟಿ ಸಿಕ್ಕಿಲ್ಲ, ಬಟ್ ನಮಗೆ ಸಿಕ್ಕಿತ್ತು. ನಂಗೆ ಸಿಕ್ಕಾಪಟ್ಟೆ ಖುಷಿಯಾಗಿತ್ತು. ನಾನು ಪ್ರೆಗ್ನೆಂಟ್ ಬೇರೆ ಆಗಿದ್ದೆ ಅಲ್ಲ. ಸೊ ಇದು ಅವ್ರದ್ದೊಂದು ಡೈರೆಕ್ಟಾಗಿ ಅವ್ರ ಮಾತುಗಳನ್ನ ಕೇಳಿಸ್ಕೊಳ್ಳೋ ಒಂದು ಭಾಗ್ಯ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ಬೋದು. ಐ ವಾಸ್ ಸೋ ಲಕ್ಕಿ. ಐ ಜಸ್ಟ್ ಸಾ ಹಿಮ್. ತುಂಬ ಜನ ಸೇರಿದರು, ಸಿಕ್ಕಾಪಟ್ಟೆ ಜನ ಇದ್ದರು, ಮತ್ತು ವೆಲ್ ಆರ್ಗನೈಸ್ಡ್ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ಬೋದು. ಅವ್ರದ್ದೇ ಒಂದು ಕ್ರ್ಯೂ ಇತ್ತು, ಸದ್ಗುರು ಅವ್ರದ್ದೇ. ನೆನೆ ಎಷ್ಟು ಚೆನ್ನಾಗಿ ಎಲ್ಲನೂ ವೆಲ್ಕಮ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರು ಅಂದರೆ, ಎಲ್ಲರಿಗೂ ನಮಸ್ಕಾರಂ ಅಂತಲೇ ವೆಲ್ಕಮ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದು. ನೀಟಾಗಿ ಆರ್ಗನೈಸ್ ಮಾಡಿದರು, ಅಚ್ಚುಕಟ್ಟಾಗಿತ್ತು ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ಬೋದು. ಬಹ್ರೈನ್ ನ್ಯಾಷನಲ್ ಮ್ಯೂಸಿಯಂ ಇದೆ ಇಲ್ಲಿ. ಸೊ ಅದ್ರದ್ದು ಆವರಣ ಅಂದರೆ ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ಗ್ರೌಂಡ್ ಇದೆ, ಚೆನ್ನಾಗಿ ಸ್ಪೇಸ್ ಇದೆ, ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಆರ್ಗನೈಸ್ ಮಾಡಿದರು. ಓಪನ್ ಸ್ಪೇಸಲ್ಲಿ ಇತ್ತು ಇದು ಒಂದು ಕಾರ್ಯಕ್ರಮ. ಸೊ ಶಾರ್ಪ್ 8ಕ್ಕೆ ಸ್ಟಾರ್ಟ್ ಆಯಿತು ಗೊತ್ತಾ. 8 o'clock ಇದ್ದಿದ್ದು, ಬಟ್ ನಾವು ಮುಂಚೆ ಹೋಗಿದ್ವಿ. ಆಬ್ವಿಯಸ್ಲಿ ನಾವು ಟ್ರಾಫಿಕ್ ನೋಡಬೇಕಾಗತ್ತೆ, ಪಾರ್ಕಿಂಗ್ ನೋಡಬೇಕಾಗತ್ತೆ. ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ನಾನು ಪ್ರೆಗ್ನೆಂಟ್ ಅಲ್ಲ, ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಒಳ್ಳೆ ಕಡೆ ಕೂಡಿಸಿ ಎಲ್ಲ ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಟೈಮ್ ಬೇಕಾಗತ್ತೆ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿ ನಾವು ಮುಂಚೆನೇ ಹೊರಟಿದ್ವಿ. 6:30ಗೆ ಹೊರಟ್ಬಿಟ್ಟಿದ್ವಿ ನಾವು. ಸೊ ನಮ್ಮ ಮನೆ ಹತ್ರನೇ, ಆಲ್ಮೋಸ್ಟ್ 2 kilometers ಅಷ್ಟೇ. ಸೊ ಕೆಲಸ ಮುಗಿಸ್ಕೊಂಡು ಬಂದು ಫ್ರೆಶನ್ ಅಪ್ ಆಗಿ ಅದಾದಮೇಲೆ ಹೋಗಿದ್ವಿ ಬೇಗನೆ. ಥ್ಯಾಂಕ್ ಗಾಡ್ ಒಂದು ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಏನಾದರೂ ಊಟ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಂಡು ಹೋಗಿದ್ವಿ, ಇಲ್ಲಾಂದರೆ ಲೇಟಾಗಿ ಹೋಗ್ಬಿಡ್ತಿತ್ತು. ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಇದು ಒಂದು ಶಾರ್ಪ್ 8ಕ್ಕೆ ಸ್ಟಾರ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ವಿ, ಬಟ್ ನಾವು ಕುತ್ಕೊಂಡು ವೆಯ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಿದ್ವಿ. ಆಲ್ಮೋಸ್ಟ್ 1 hour ವೆಯ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದೀವಿ. ಎಷ್ಟು ಚೆನ್ನಾಗಿತ್ತು, ಒಂದು ಸುಂದರವಾದ ಈವ್ನಿಂಗ್ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ಬೋದು. ಅವ್ರದ್ದು ಸ್ಪೀಚ್ನ ಕೇಳಿ ನಂಗೆ ತುಂಬಾ ಖುಷಿ ಆಯಿತು. ಸೊ ಫುಲ್ ನಾನು ಎಷ್ಟು ಕವರ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕಾಗುತ್ತೋ ಆಲ್ಮೋಸ್ಟ್ 1.5 hour ಮಾತಾಡಿದರು. ಸೊ ಅಷ್ಟು ಕವರ್ ಮಾಡೋಕ್ಕಾಗಲಿಲ್ಲ, ಬಟ್ ಮೋಸ್ಟ್ ಆಫ್ ಇಟ್ ನಾನು ಕವರ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದೀನಿ. ಬಿಕಾಸ್ ವ್ಲಾಗಲ್ಲಿ ಹಾಕಬೇಕು. ನಂದು ಒಂದು ಏನಂತಾರೆ ಕಿರು ಸೇವೆ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ಬೋದು, ಸೇವ್ ಸಾಯಿಲ್ ಕ್ಯಾಂಪಿಯನ್ಗೆ. ಸೊ ದಯವಿಟ್ಟು ನೀವು ಎಲ್ಲರೂ ಕೇಳಿಸ್ಕೊಳ್ಳಿ. ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ನಾವು ಸಾಯಿಲ್ನ ಉಳಿಸೋಕ್ಕೆ ನಾವು ಏನು ಮಾಡಬೇಕು ಅದನ್ನು ನಾವು ಕೂಡ ಮಾಡೋಣ. ಆವತ್ತಿನ ದಿವಸ ಬುದ್ಧ ಪೌರ್ಣಿಮಾ, ಫುಲ್ ಮೂನ್ ಡೇ. ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಎಂಟರ್ಟೈನ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಮಾತ್ರ ಇರಲಿಲ್ಲ, ಅದೊಂದು ಕ್ಯಾನ್ಸಲ್ ಮಾಡಿದರು. ಯಾಕೆ ಅಂತಂದರೆ ಅಬುದಾಬಿದು ಕಿಂಗ್ ಫ್ಯಾಮಿಲಿ ಅವ್ರದ್ದು ಒಂದು ಡೆತ್ ಆಗಿತ್ತು ಅನ್ನೋ ಕಾರಣಕ್ಕೆ ಎಂಟರ್ಟೈನ್ಮೆಂಟ್ಸ್ ಎಲ್ಲನೂ ಫುಲ್ ಕ್ಯಾನ್ಸಲ್ ಮಾಡಿಬಿಟ್ರು. ಇಲ್ಲ ಅಂದರೆ ತುಂಬ ಎಂಟರ್ಟೈನ್ಮೆಂಟ್ಸ್ ಆ್ಯಕ್ಟಿವಿಟೀಸ್ ಎಲ್ಲ ಇರ್ತೈತೆ, ಅಂದರೆ ಡಾನ್ಸಿಂಗ್, ಸಾಂಗ್ಸ್ ಎಲ್ಲನೂ. ಬಟ್ ಅದೊಂದಿರಲಿಲ್ಲ. ಫಸ್ಟ್ ಅವರು ಎಲ್ಲ ನೀಟಾಗಿ ಎಕ್ಸ್ಪ್ಲೇನ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರು ಅವ್ರ ಪ್ರಾಜೆಕ್ಟ್ ಬಗ್ಗೆ, ಸೇವ್ ಸಾಯಿಲ್, ಮತ್ತು ನಮ್ಮ ಸಾಯಿಲ್ ಯಾವ ಥರ ಆಗ್ತಾಯಿದೆ, ಇನ್ ಫ್ಯೂಚರ್ ಏನಾಗುತ್ತೆ. ಸೊ ಎಲ್ಲ ಎಕ್ಸ್ಪ್ಲೇನ್ ಮಾಡಿ ಅದಾದಮೇಲೆ ಈ ಸ್ಪೀಚ್ ಇದ್ದಿದ್ದು. ಸೊ ಅದೊಂದು ಕಿರುನೋಟ ನಿಮಗೋಸ್ಕರ. ಡೈರೆಕ್ಟಾಗೆಲ್ಲ ಮೀಟ್ ಮಾಡೋಕ್ಕೆ ಚಾನ್ಸ್ ಸಿಕ್ಕಿಲ್ಲ. ಆಬ್ವಿಯಸ್ಲಿ ತುಂಬ ಜನ ಇದ್ದರು, ಬಟ್ ಕ್ರೌಡ್ ಸೂಪರ್ ಆಗಿತ್ತು. ಕ್ರೌಡ್ ಮೋಸ್ಟ್ ಆಫ್ ಇಟ್ ಲೈಕ್ ಇಂಡಿಯನ್ಸೇ ಇದ್ದರು ಅನಿಸುತ್ತೆ. ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಕೊನೆಗೆ ಒಂದ್ಸತಿ ಕೇಳಿದ್ರು ಮಿಡಲಲ್ಲಿ ಮೈಸೂರವ್ರು ಯಾರು ಇದ್ದಾರಾ ಅಂತ. ಸೊ ನಾವು ಕರ್ನಾಟಕ ಅಲ್ಲ, ಸೊ ನಾವೆಲ್ಲ ಕೈ ಎತ್ತಿದ್ವಿ. ನಂಗೆ ಗೊತ್ತು ನಾನು ಬ್ಯಾಂಗ್ಳೂರು, ಬಟ್ ಸ್ಟಿಲ್ ಕೈ ಎತ್ತಿದ್ವಿ. ಸೊ ಅವ್ರು ಮೈಸೂರು ಮತ್ತು ಚಾಮುಂಡಿ ಹಿಲ್ ಅದ್ರ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ಎಲ್ಲ ಮೆನ್ಷನ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ಸೊ ಪೂರ್ತಿ ವಿಡಿಯೋ ನೋಡಿ. ಅವ್ರ ಸ್ಪೀಚ್ ತುಂಬಾ ಚೆನ್ನಾಗಿ ಕೊಟ್ಟಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ನಾನು ಎಕ್ಸಾಕ್ಟ್ ಲೈಕ್ 1 hour ಏನೋ ಮಾತಾಡಿದಾರಲ್ಲ, ಅಷ್ಟು ಹಾಕೋಕ್ಕಾಗಲಿಲ್ಲ. ಸೊ ಮೋಸ್ಟ್ ಆಫ್ ಇಟ್ ನಾನು ಕವರ್ ಮಾಡಿ ಹಾಕಿದ್ದೀನಿ. ಸೊ ನೋಡಿ. ಅದಾದಮೇಲೆ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಬೆಹರಿಣಿಯವರು ಅವ್ರನ್ನ ವೆಲ್ಕಮ್ ಮಾಡಿರೋ ರೀತಿ ಎಲ್ಲ ತುಂಬಾ ಇಷ್ಟ ಆಯಿತು ನನಗೆ. ಸಖತ್ತಾಗಿ ಗ್ರೀಟ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರು, ತುಂಬಾ ರೆಸ್ಪೆಕ್ಟ್ಫುಲ್ಲಾಗಿ ಇತ್ತು ಆ ಒಂದು ಇವೆಂಟ್. ಸೊ ಇಂಡಿಯನ್ ಆಗಿ ನನಗೆ ತುಂಬಾ ಪ್ರೌಡ್ ಫೀಲ್ ಆಯಿತು. ಸಿಕ್ಕಾಪಟ್ಟೆ ಪ್ರೌಡ್ ಅಂತ ಅನ್ನಿಸ್ತಾ ಇತ್ತು. ನಮ್ಮ ದೇಶದಿಂದ ಈ ಥರ ಮಹಾನ್ ವ್ಯಕ್ತಿಗಳು ಇಲ್ಲಿಗೆ ಬಂದಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ಇಲ್ಲೆಲ್ಲ ಇಷ್ಟೊಂದು ಚೆನ್ನಾಗಿ ಅವ್ರಿಗೆ ಫೆಸ್ಟ್ ಕೊಟ್ಟು ಇಷ್ಟೊಂದೆಲ್ಲನೂ ಚೆನ್ನಾಗಿ ಅವ್ರ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ಎಷ್ಟು ಹೊಗಳಿ ಮಾತಾಡಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ತುಂಬಾ ಖುಷಿ ಆಯಿತು. ಇಲ್ಲಿನ ಕಿಂಗ್ ಫ್ಯಾಮಿಲಿ ಮತ್ತು ಮಿನಿಸ್ಟರ್ಸ್ ಎಲ್ಲರೂ ಬಂದು ಮಾತಾಡಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ಸಚ್ ಅ ವಾರ್ಮ್ ವೆಲ್ಕಮ್ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ಬೋದು. ತುಂಬಾ ಚೆನ್ನಾಗಿ ನಡೆಸ್ಕೊಟ್ರು. ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಇಲ್ಲಿನ ಒಂದು ಅರಾಬಿಕ್ ಆ್ಯಂಕರ್ ಇದ್ದರು, ಅವ್ರು ಹೋಸ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದು ಪ್ರೋಗ್ರಾಮ್ನ. ಸೊ ಅವ್ರು ಇಂಗ್ಲೀಷಲ್ಲಿ ಮತ್ತು ಅರಾಬಿಕ್, ಫಸ್ಟ್ ಅರಾಬಿಕಲ್ಲಿ ಮಾತಾಡಿ ಅದಾದಮೇಲೆ ಇಂಗ್ಲೀಷಲ್ಲಿ ಕೂಡ ಅವ್ರು ಸ್ಪೀಚ್ ಕೊಡ್ತಾಯಿದ್ರು. ಸೊ ಅವರ ಒಂದು ಭಾಷೆನ ಅವ್ರು ಬಿಟ್ಕೊಟ್ಟಿಲ್ಲ, ಅದು ಒಂದು ಖುಷಿ ವಿಷಯ. ಹಾಗೆ ನಾವು ಕೂಡ ನಮ್ಮ ಭಾಷೆನ ಯಾವುದೇ ಕಾರಣಕ್ಕೂ ಬಿಟ್ಕೊಡ್ಬಾರ್ದು. ಫಸ್ಟ್ ಯಾವತ್ತು ನಮ್ಮ ಒಂದು ಮಾತೃಭಾಷೆ ಇರಬೇಕು, ಆಮೇಲೆ ಜನರಲ್ ಕಮ್ಯುನಿಕೇಷನ್ ಏನು ಬೇಕಾಗಿರುತ್ತೆ ಆ ಒಂದು ಭಾಷೆ ಇರಬೇಕು ಅಲ್ವಾ. ಸೊ ನೋಡಿ, ಇವರು ಫಸ್ಟ್ ಅರಾಬಿಕಲ್ಲಿ ಎಲ್ಲರೂ ವೆಲ್ಕಮ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದು, ಅದಾದಮೇಲೆ ಇಂಗ್ಲೀಷ್.
For their hard work, their time and dedication to make this event possible. Thank you very much for listening. Thank you.
ಮೋರ್ ದೆನ್ 1 hour ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ಬೋದು, ಅಷ್ಟಿತ್ತು ಅವರ ಸ್ಪೀಚ್. ಬಟ್ ಅಷ್ಟು 1 hour ಆಯಿತಾ ಅಂತ ಅನ್ನಿಸ್ತಿತ್ತು ನಮಗೆಲ್ಲರಿಗೂ. ಸೊ ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಕವರ್ ಮಾಡಿದೆ, ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಅವ್ರ ಮಾತು ನೀಟಾಗಿ ಕೂತ್ಕೊಂಡು ಕೇಳಿಸ್ಕೊಳ್ಳೋಣ ಅಂತೇಳಿ ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಕವರ್ ಮಾಡೋಕ್ಕಾಗಲಿಲ್ಲ ನನಗೆ. ಆದಷ್ಟು ಮಾಡಿದ್ದೀನಿ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಹೋಪ್ಫುಲಿ ಈ ವಿಡಿಯೋ ನಿಮಗೆ ಇಷ್ಟ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ ಅಂತ ಅಂದ್ಕೊಂಡಿದ್ದೀನಿ. ಸೊ ಪೂರ್ತಿ ವಿಡಿಯೋ ನೋಡಿ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ನಿಮ್ಮ ಅನಿಸಿಕೆ ಅಭಿಪ್ರಾಯನ ಕಮೆಂಟ್ ಸೆಕ್ಷನಲ್ಲಿ ಹಾಕಿ. ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಈ ವಿಡಿಯೋ ಇಷ್ಟದಲ್ಲಿ ಲೈಕ್ ಕೊಡೋದನ್ನ ಮರಿಬೇಡಿ. ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಈ ಒಂದು ಸೇವ್ ಸಾಯಿಲ್ ಕ್ಯಾಂಪೇನ್ಗೆ ನಮ್ಮೆಲ್ಲರದು ಸಪೋರ್ಟ್ ಸಿಗಲಿ ಅಂತ ನಾನು ಕೇಳ್ಕೊತೀನಿ.
कालो न जानाति तव जननं, कालो न जानाति तव समापनं, दृष्टो मया तव महाकारः योगेश्वर काल काल, योगेश्वर काल काल. Namaskaram, good evening to every one of you. Wow. On this day, over 2,500 years ago, a man, a seeker named Gautama, who was desperate to know the truth of his existence, had put in 8 years of severe austerities which had weakened his body. He was literally on his last legs of fasting and hurting his body in so many ways. He came near a river which is called Niranjana. Unfortunately, that river doesn't exist anymore. We have killed many rivers in Indian subcontinent. This is one of them. So it was just a little, over 15-20 inches of water flowing, and he tried to cross it, just knee-deep water. But halfway through, he did not have the strength to continue, so he held on to a branch that had fallen there. And we do not know how long he held on. People say it was a very long time, but in his weakness he might have even a few minutes might have felt like a long time. But he had no strength to take the next step. At the same time, he was not the kind to give it up. So he held on for supposed to be a very long time. And then he realized, what am I doing? What am I doing with myself? To know the nature of who I am. Why am I walking all over the place, doing all kinds of difficult things? I'm torturing myself in so many ways, when all I have to do is turn inward. That gave him the strength to take the next few steps, and then he went and sat under the now very famous tree called the Bodhi tree. This was on this day, the full moon is on, today is Buddha Purnami. It's wonderful we are together here on this day. So he sat there, literally last few ounces of strength of his life left within him, sat under this tree. This tree has become very famous now, more famous than him, unfortunately. He sat there, made up his mind, either I must know the truth of my existence or I will pass this way, I will not get up till I know it. He just sat down with that determination. That day became the blessed day where Gautama became a Buddha. What does becoming a Buddha mean? The word Buddha is not his name. There were many Buddhas before him, there are many after him, there still are many. Bhu means buddhi or the intellect. Tha means dada, one who is above. One who is above his intellect is a Buddha. Well, if you are below your intellect in India, they will call you Buddhu. If you are in the intellect, you are a non-stop suffering human being. Yes, human beings are not suffering anything other than their own intelligence. The sharpness of their intelligence is cutting them into pieces. Hello?
Yes.
Hello? No, I'm saying hello, thinking. If you use this right, just these people. See, right now, they are telling me the metrics. Since 21st of March, since I started this journey in London, or a little before that in Caribbean, nearly a little over 2 billion people would have spoken about the soil aspect. Before that, 4 months ago, the word soil was not heard of. When I started in London, a journalist came to interview me and said, Sadguru, why are you taking soil? You think the world will respond? It's the most unromantic thing, it's not like you, take up something, save the sky. Soil, why? Well, since then, over 2 billion people have spoken, but that's not enough. I need 3.5 to 4 billion people to speak so that we can compel every nation in the world to make the necessary policy. Yes, all of you here, 6,000 people. If you make up your mind, you can do that 2 billion. What is it? Your hands will stay busy like this or will you get like this? Hello? 113 years of age. Because she just refused to die. And she had a laughter. If she laughed, the whole street will shake. Like that she will laugh. Can any of the ladies laugh like that today? Okay. Those days in the society, women were not supposed to laugh loudly. What a pity. No, I'm not pitying the women, I'm pitying the men. How did they live with women who cannot laugh? How do you live in a home where there is no laughter, I'm asking. But unfortunately it was like that, but this woman, when she laughs, everything will shake. Like that she laughs, and she doesn't die. So people said, when I saw her, from my memory, I only know her when she's over 100 years of age. But she was active and alive by herself, and she will do various things. One thing that really kind of impressed upon my mind, one thing is she was a great storyteller. Endless stories. Endless stories means not many. If she starts one story, normally we met her only in the summer vacations, which is 35 to 40 days, we are there in our ancestral home. If she starts a story, the damn thing never ends before the vacation is over. Because the princess will comb her hair like this. As it is going, stories and stories will spill out of this. Before she reaches the end of her hair, our vacation is over. Because what is the end, what is the end? No, you come next time. She had the confidence she'll be alive when we come next time. So, I saw her in many ways. One thing that really struck me was, she would live by herself. She built a temple not with any god, for herself. She sat in the temple. You know, woman. She built a temple and she sits in the temple. So people started gathering around her and whatever. People loved her immensely. So when children are all there in the house, she would come at that time and stay with us. So in the morning, if somebody gives her breakfast, she will go feed the ants, feed the sparrows. There used to be sparrows in the world at that time. And feed the squirrels. More than 50 to 60% of her breakfast would go away like this. And there would be some self-appointed advisors, of course. Even I have some like that. They would be saying, "Oh, you old woman, you giving away all your food like this, you will die like this." They all died, she did not. So she would be sitting there and the ants are eating her breakfast. She would be watching it, tears flowing down her cheeks. I'm like 4.5, 5 years of age, I see the ants. She wouldn't stop me, that is the best part. She's feeding the ants, I'm killing them, she won't stop me. Then I ask, what's the problem with you? Why are you so emotional about these ants? My problem is I'm a little boy, they get up all on my legs and you know. Probably you've not had an ant bite for a long time. You must try it. Go stand on one of those places, boom, they come up all and they make you burn, you know. So I asked her, she would say, she would laugh, a hoot of laughter. I said, you will know someday. It took me over 20 years after that. She passed away at 113 because at 111 years of age, she got throat cancer. When she was 14 years of age, she got married. In India at that time, the culture was an unmarried girl could not chew tobacco. But the day she gets married, she gets the right to chew tobacco. She exercised her rights on the first day. From the age of 14, she chewed tobacco every day. So at the age of 111, she got throat cancer and she refused to be treated. She did not even take painkillers. She was in enormous pain. This was like this. She was in enormous pain. But she just sat there. She couldn't eat anything for months. She just drank something, some rice gruel which was made very light. She would just sip that and simply sit there. She couldn't speak. This whole thing was swollen like this, but she just sat there at 113, sitting down. She passed away. So when I looked at this, she feeding these ants and tears would be flowing and she would be so blissed out just watching the ants eating. It took another 20 years. One day I was just sitting, anybody familiar with Mysore city? Namoro Mysore. So in Mysore city there is a hill called Chamundi Hill.
Yes.
Chamundi Hill is a very special place, at least at that time. Today everybody is looking at the screens, but at that time we had to look at the world, you know. So when I was very young, 8, 10 years of age, if we want to camp somewhere, we go and camp in Chamundi Hill. We want to do trekking, we go and trek in Chamundi Hill. It was big enough for us when we were little. And then when we grew up, we cycled up Chamundi Hill. Then we motorcycled up Chamundi Hill. We want to test motorcycles, we ride up Chamundi Hill. We want to have a party, we go to Chamundi Hill. If we fall in love, we must go to Chamundi Hill. If you fall out, you have to go to Chamundi Hill. If you have nothing to do, you go to Chamundi Hill. So I was busy with my businesses that I had started. Somewhere in the afternoon, I got an hour and a half break one day. Not even thinking of going there, simply I rode up Chamundi Hill. Because I was so familiar with the hill, I know the hill in and out. So there was one big rock. Today, people have marked it and a lot of people are going there. I parked my motorcycle, climbed up and sat down. My eyes were still open. Suddenly I did not know which is me and which is not me. What was me was just all over the place. I thought this happened for about 5-10 minutes or maybe 10-15 minutes. But when I came back to my normal sense, about 4.5 hours had passed. For the first time in my adult life, tears, me and tears were impossible. Tears, to a point my shirt is all wet. And every cell in my body is dripping ecstasy. Initially, I am a super skeptic. I shake my head and think, what the hell is happening to me? Maybe I'm going off my rocker. Then I ask my closest friend, something is happening to me. I'm just feeling blissed out all the time. I think, come on, what did you drink? What did you talk? Come on, you ate the mushrooms? You did this? I knew there was no context, there was nobody around me to tell me what is happening to me. All I knew was, I have hit a gold mine and I don't want to lose it. So I experimented with this and I realized, if I just keep my hands off my mind, every cell in my body bursts out in ecstasy. I experimented in many different ways, then I found this is it. I thought I have discovered something absolutely fantastic. And I could not imagine who in the world wouldn't want to live blissfully. Hello? Who in the world? Then I sat down and made a plan. I was 25 years of age. I sat down and made a plan. On that day, the world's population was 5.6 billion people. I thought, in 2.5 years' time, I will make these 5.6 billion people really blissful, because who would not want it? See, now it's 40 years. 40 years, look at this. 7 days of the week, 365 days, I've been on and on. People today say we've touched about 2.2, 2.3 billion people in the world. That's not my idea of the world. Today the population is 8 billion. So I know I will die a failure in my life, but a blissed out failure. Yes. So now, at age of 65, much wiser than I was 25, still equally blissful, but now much wiser for safe soil. I am only asking you half the population, 4 billion. Will you make it happen?
Yes.
Let's make it happen, huh? Let's make it happen. In one voice, when I say 1, 2, 3, you say save soil, let us make it happen. 1, 2, 3. Save soil, let us make it happen. Isn't it? Because if people want it, when people want it, it must happen. Hello? The problem is, people have never stood up and said what really matters to them. Always talking about all kinds of nonsense that does not matter. You being a joyful human being, does it matter to you? Please tell me yes or no, otherwise I'll bless you. You being a peaceful human being, does it matter? You being a loving human being, does it matter? The earth that we live on is rich and wonderful, does it matter? We must say a clear yes every day within ourselves and around us. This is important. This is very important. And many others that I don't know by name, thank you very much every one of you for who you are. And you're a small nation, you're not an agricultural nation, but I'm promising you this. I've never gone back on any promise that I made to anybody. I'm telling you this, all of you. Can you hear me? Hello? Those of you who are running away, can you hear me? I'm saying, if I hear the voice of Bahrain across the world in the next 45 days, within the next 18 to 20 months, I will visit Bahrain and offer a spiritual process to you. That's a promise I will keep. You must keep yours. Let's make it happen. Let's make it happen. Thank you. Thank you very much. Our deepest respects. Normally these events are full of music and celebration, but in absolute respect for the passing of the ruler of Abu Dhabi and the president of UAE, who has been a visionary and leader who's been immensely loved by his people and everywhere around. The incredible thing is, India has declared one day of mourning for UAE. This has never happened before. Wonderful. Thank you very much, all of you being here. Namaskar.
Sadguru, this is on behalf of the National Museum of Bahrain. We'd like to thank you. And we would like to invite